to another video. My name is Alizea and I'm your for black transsexual. Get up into the big purr, whatever. I'm back. How y'all doing, girl? You already know what it's supposed to be, Gabe. Girl, guess what? Boom shakalaka. I am back with some story times, period. Today's video is going to be a little bit different, girl. This is the first time I'm doing a DL story time in a couple of months, girl. So you already know. Get up into the gettingness or whatever. Bada bing, bada boom. Before we get to today's video, girl, because I know you guys sitting in the title now, might be like, girl, what are we finna get into today, girl? I need you guys to like, comment, and subscribe because you will never find another black transsexual like me. Hello, hello, hello. I'm beautiful. You're beautiful. Get up into the big part, whatever. Go ahead and lock in on myself. So y'all, I went on Facebook dating a while ago or whatever, and you know, this story time happened recently too, girl. That's the gag too. But like, I went on Facebook dating, you know, I was trying to, you know, get my little, you know, doonies beat in or whatever, because you know, your girl was feeling it, your girl was, you know, trying to go to Sexy Red's favorite place, girl. I needed a stress reliever because the last time previous to this story time happened months ago, and I was like, girl, I'm bored. I want to get stretched out. Like, girl, hello, you only live once. So I ended up going on Facebook dating. You know, I was swiping right on everybody, girl, because I don't really care, girl. I'm not gonna go swipe left, swipe right. I ain't finna do all that, girl. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Then when you text me, I'll look at your profile, and if I like you, block. Stream like a stream Nicki Minaj. Like, you already know what it's supposed to be, Gabe. So I ended up matching with this one dude or whatever, right? And you know, we was texting on Facebook dating, don't have the messages on there because it's like, girl, you know, I delete the app every now and again. You know how it is, girl. Get up into the ghetto-ness or whatever. But we was texting, and y'all, he's sitting over here, he's like, oh my god, you're so beautiful. Da, 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 da. I'm like, oh, okay, you know, what is you trying to do? Because girl, I don't want to be hearing that I'm beautiful, girl. I already know that I'm beautiful. Not to be cocky, girl, but like, girl, I tell myself that I'm beautiful every day, even when I'm looking like a butch queen. Like, hello, get up into the ghetto-ness or whatever. So y'all, he ended up asking me for my number, and I ended up giving him my number because, you know, you only live once, and we started texting or whatever, right? But you know, he was playing games, and he was telling me like he works overnight shifts and stuff. I'm like, girl, I'm trying to go to Pound Town right now, girl. You don't want to go to Pound Town? I'm gonna find me some trade somewhere else. So I ended up going on Grindr. I ended up link with somebody else, girl. It was the time of my life, girl. Don't regret the decision. I'll tell that story time later one day or whatever. Boom shakalaka. So, you know, I ended up, you know, fast forwarding or whatever, like, say a week or two later, you know, he ended up texting me. He's like, you know, let me go to my messages, girl, because you already know this black transsexual was going to have to pull up the receipts. He ended up texting me. He was like, hey, is this Alizea? I'm like, yeah, this is Alizea. He's like, well, what you doing or whatever? I'm like, I'm at work because, you know, I'm at work or whatever, right? And so then, you know, I'm like, what you want? He's like, well, I was trying to come and see you or whatever. I'm like, I'm not in the mood. I'll talk to you when I'm in the mood or whatever, right? He was like, okay, bet. And so then, you know, fast forward or whatever, right? Girl, let me go to it because, girl, now we finna get into the tea or whatever, right? So January 26th or whatever, I texted him at like 3 p.m. I was like, what you doing, love? Then he texted me at like 5:30 p.m. He was like, just woke up from work or whatever, right? And then he's like, where have you been? I've been working. Like, you know, I told him I was working, and he's like, oh, you should have told me something. I would have came and see you. I'm like, well, when I wanted to see you and I texted you, you didn't reply, so I went on to somebody else, but I didn't tell him that, girl, because no. Then he was like, you know, well, I'm trying to come and see you on my off days. Well, I'm like, sir, like, what is you trying to be doing or whatever, right? Then he never responded. Then he texted me, nah, I'm sorry, you know, I think this is a fake account. You barely text on here. I'm like, sir, you didn't even respond. Then I hit him with the, girl, you're DL. I'm not obligated to text no man who isn't out of the closet. This is strictly, you know, SC blah, 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 and that's all it would ever be. Then he replied, and he was like, even if I was DL, what does that have to do with anything? I didn't say nothing about that. If you're gonna start something or start being weird for no reason, then never mind, don't text me. I'm just saying, I'm getting all these fake accounts, and this is the vibe that is given. I'm like, I'm gonna say this in the widest way possible. If you're a DL man, you know good and goddamn well that you're never going to be comfortable ever going out in public with me, and you only want to talk to me behind closed doors. I don't know why I'm going to put my all into something and text someone back to back to back when it's strictly for Pound Town. Girl, this is 2025. I'm not slow. We is grown. Because, like, let's be for real. Like, you know how these dudes be if you're transgender. They only want to talk to you and they want to get into your pants. just for the fantasy. They don't care about you as a person. I'm not stupid. So if it's going to be that, you're going to be my fantasy, but let's continue. So he's like, you're saying a lot of stuff. I never said that to you before. And then he proceeded to say, so if that ain't the problem, I'm going to, sit over here and, say that if you're out here attacking DL men, that's on you. I was like, so are you DL? Like, I sent a dry text. Are you DL? He said, what does that have to do with anything I said? Like, whatsoever. Laughed my ass off. I get where you're trying to go and trying to connect, but like, laugh my ass off. You're just making things way, way worse. And then he said, listen, I'm going to say this once. I'm like, so you play games, laugh my ass off. When I said that, I was literally laughing in his face. He thinking I'm playing like, girl, you're playing games. Like, are you DL or not? Simple. Then he texted me this long paragraph. He was like, I ain't say nothing about that. Laugh my ass off. Obviously, I find you very cute and beautiful, or I wouldn't be wanting to talk and spend time with you. I don't mind or care about going out in public with you if that's what you're so defensive about. But I also don't like having tons of random in my business when that is, our business. Then he also said, if you just want to go to Pound Town, that's fine. I'm sure we will have stupid amounts of fun. But if you want to chill or do something or cuddle or watch movies before, going to Sexy Ray's favorite place, I'm down for that as well. I'm sure we will have a bunch load of fun and cuddle sessions. I'm like, okay, sir, you're speaking my language. And then let's proceed to the, things or whatever, because y'all need to see the rest of the receipts or whatever, right? But it's like, we ended up starting, chit chat or whatever, and we started, getting ready to link up or whatever, right? So I told him, I'm gonna text you a day that I'm off, we're gonna link up or whatever, right? So then, I ended up minding my business or whatever. He kept texting me like, good morning. Like right before we was linking up or whatever, every day he would text me like, good morning, good morning, good morning. How you doing, beautiful? How's your day? And we would like chit chat or whatever, right? Like it was a cute little session. It was like respect or whatever, right? So let's fast forward into the juicy tea. So a night before we linked up, right? He was texting me, he was like, hey, like what you doing or whatever, right? And I'm like, sir, I'm busy right now. I'm at work right now. And then I'm like, what you want? He's like, well, I'm trying to come and see you because I haven't seen you and I don't know who I'm texting. I'm like, sir, I literally sent you videos, like you know who you texting. And then that's when I was like, hey, let me see who you look like let me see what you look like, because girl, to be honest with you, I just be random because my number, like girl, I'll be trying to go to Pound Town, I don't care about all that stuff or whatever, right? So then I was like, oh, okay, you're beautiful. I know you would do me dirty or whatever, right? So then, he was like, oh, you're so funny or whatever. I'm like, okay, well, cool. What you really want? Like, let's cut the chit chat. He's like, well, I'm trying to come and see you when you get off of work. I'm like, well, since I get off of work and I'm off the following day or whatever, I'll come and see you. I'll let you come over, right? He was like, well, bet. I'm a little nervous, though, because I don't know if you're a fake account. I'm like, I text him, I'm like, why do you think, why are you so nervous? Like, stop being so nervous, stop being so anxious. That's my biggest fear. Like linking with a DL guy who's very anxious and very nervous, because those type of paranoid people always spin the block and take you off of this planet. I don't mess with those type of dudes, but I ended up messing with one girl. Let's get into it. So I told him, I'm gonna be honest with you, this is strictly between us. Stop being so insecure and stop thinking in your head. Stop being so paranoid. So, I got off of work or whatever. I told him I'm going to text you, like, when I'm ready or whatever. So, I went to the bathroom. You know what Alizé had to do. She had to go grab her water bottle and she douched out her insides, get up into the nastiness or whatever. So, y'all, he kept texting me. He was like, well, I'm about to get off at, like, 2 a.m. Let me come and see you. Just send me your Addy. I don't ever send a guy my Addy unless I'm truly ready, because if you were to pull up, you're going to be looking stupid because I'm going to still be in this bathroom douching out my insides. So, I never responded. Then he proceeded to double and triple text me. He's like, I know you see my text or whatever. I'm just like, sir, please stop with all that. Like, please stop with all that. So I was like, I'm gonna text you when I'm ready. So I'm finally ready. I finally cleaned out my room or whatever, my like house or whatever. I got the candles, smelling good, girl. I put that air freshener up in the air, girl. It's like giving hands up in the air. Like, girl, you already know, girl. We finna get, spicy with it or whatever, right? So then he told me, okay, bet, I'm going to pull up with, go, a little drink or whatever, right? I was like, okay, bet, don't forget the little drink or whatever, right? So, he brought his little stuff or whatever, girl. I'm skipping some of the story time because, girl, let's get up into the nastiness or whatever, right? So, girl, he's outside or whatever. I told him, like, you didn't forget it or whatever, right? Because I'm not going to let you in if you forgot it or whatever, right? He's like, no, I didn't forget it or whatever, right? So, you know, I go outside or whatever, y'all. I was really nervous because, like, I haven't really linked with a DL man of this level in forever, girl. These type of dudes, I be so anxious. But you can't let a guy you can't let a guy know that you're anxious, girl, because you already know you got to stand 10 toes down on my soul. So, you know, I walk into my house or whatever, girl. He comes in. He's like, oh, my God, your place is so beautiful. Like, this is a nice little spot. I'm like, yeah, I know it's a nice little spot. This is Alizea who you talking to. Like, I know how to decorate. He's like, I sure know you know how to decorate. You're actually so beautiful. I'm like, oh, okay, you know, like, I don't like, I really don't like that love and affection. Like, unless you're my man, I don't like that love and affection. Like, no, like, it's nasty. So, you know, we sit down or whatever, right? And he was starting to, like, stand up or whatever. Like, he wouldn't sit down. I'm like, you can sit down or whatever. Like, let's get comfortable. Like, hello. He was like, well, do you want to cut on? I'm like, sir, you moving too fast. Like, let's just chill. Like, hello. Let's just chill. I'm trying to fill you out real quick. Because, like, you know, he was telling me he was trying to, like, you know, actually get to know me and stuff like that. So I'm like, you just, like, moving way too fast or whatever. But I know what you want. Like, I'm not stupid. So, you know, we get in my bed or whatever, right? The bed that I'm telling y'all the story time on. He's, like, sitting, like, next to me or whatever, right? I'm sitting like this with my legs like this or whatever, right, y'all? And, you know, I get my little Uno cards, and I'm like, I never play Uno with a man. I never play Uno with anybody. I'm finna get these to you, so whatever, right? So, you know, we playing Uno or whatever, and every time he would lose, he'll have to take 2, you know, gulps or whatever. And every time I would lose, I would have to take 4, girl. We was finna get a little, you know, spicy or whatever. I was trying to get tipsy, no shade, girl. And he brought 2 nice bottles, y'all. The one bottle he had or whatever, right, it was like that Patron, and it was mixed with, like, juices and stuff. And then the other one was straight, like, straight, like straight clear stuff. I can't say it on here because they'll, like, demonetize me or whatever, but, like, girl, yes. So now I'm sitting over here, like, staring at him or whatever, and y'all, he's sitting over here, he just, like, cheesing. I'm like, why'd you, like, laughing? Like, why'd you cheesing? He's like, well, you know, I'm really messing with your vibe or whatever. I'm like, okay, that's cool or whatever. Like, I'm asking him, like, how, you know, like, what's, like, about life, and, you know, I'm trying to get to know him, like, know him or whatever, right? You know, he's telling me, you know, the surface level things. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And so, y'all, this is when things are finna get real ghetto. So, like, he's sitting over here, he has a little shorts on or whatever. I see his little thing poking or whatever, like, but I'm not finna make the first move. I'm like, you know what, sir, you know how it's given, like, I'm not finna do all that or whatever. But I see it, I'm like, okay, I'll keep that in note. I know what time he's on, right? So, you know, we ended up getting done playing Uno. I got a little bit tired or whatever, right? So now he's in my bed or whatever, right? And, you know, he wanted me to turn off my lights. So, you know, what did I do, y'all? I ended up, you know, turning off those lights or whatever. It was supposed to get dark, but I had my other lights on. But, you know, I turned off my lights or whatever, y'all. And, girl, when I tell you, like, y'all, I don't know. He was like, yeah, that's better or whatever. I'm like, sir, stop. Like, stop. Because, like, when I get a little tipsy or whatever, I be getting a little flirty and I be getting a little, you know, real bubbly. Like, I'm a bubbly person, but I be getting extra bubbly. And he was getting real bubbly, too, y'all. He started, like, touching my thigh or whatever. He's like, oh, my God, you're just so beautiful. I'm like, oh, my God, I'm really this man's fantasy. Like, girl, I'm really finna bring this now. Like, yes, I'm gonna bring the gayness out of him. So I proceeded to ask him, I'm like, have you ever been in a relationship with a trans woman? He's like, yeah, I've been in a relationship with a trans woman, but she was kind of like, you know, what's the word, insecure, because he was telling me, like, she was, like, so, like, stuck on, like, going out and doing all this extra stuff. I'm on going out, but I don't want everybody in my business, because y'all, like, I don't want y'all to really know who I'm talking to, because y'all will end up, you know, messing with my dude. And no, I will act like Krishan. I will hit you with a bag of bricks. Don't you ever. So it's like, yeah, I understand and stuff like that. And, you know, we ended up, you know, starting, you know, like, look at each other, right? And, you know, this man proceeded to, you know, grab me, and, you know, he started kissing me, whatever. I was like, oh my goodness, like, stop, I got the cameras. So, y'all, we ended up starting to kiss or whatever, y'all. And I'm not gonna lie, this man smelled so good. Because I told him, I tell every guy now, like, don't come to my house smell like I got take a shower, right? So he took a shower or whatever, and I'm just smelling all that cologne. I'm smelling that man scent, and it wasn't that dirty must Like, girl, I'm smelling beauty, girl. So I'm like, oh, you smell so good or whatever, right? And so then, y'all, he proceeded to, start giving me hickeys or whatever. Like, he started sucking on my little thang or whatever, my little necky neck or whatever, right? And y'all, when he started doing that or whatever, right, I'm starting to get into it. So you start doing that. Oh, I started, I start like grabbing his chest or whatever, and I'm grabbing his back, girl. I almost grabbed his little thing, but you know how some guys are. I don't want you to like boom in my face like now. So I, come up, then I, start kissing on his neck or whatever, y'all. I ended up giving that man a hickey, and I didn't realize it, and he didn't realize it, but he was like, oh my God, you gave me a hickey. Like, no. I'm like, sir, what's the big deal? Like, hello, like, you just put some makeup on it. Like, if it's that serious, like, hello, stop acting brand new. So once we got done kissing or whatever, and having our little makeup session or whatever, right, this man proceeded, he was like, I really want to, like, do some things or whatever. I'm like, you want to do some things? Well, I kind of want to do some things. So, y'all, he proceeds to, take them little trousers off, girl. And when he took them trousers off, I was kind of disappointed. I'm not going to lie. For a man, so kind of ugly, but kind of beautiful at the same time. Because, like, he was light skinned or whatever, but he was kind of ugly and beautiful at the same time. I loved his face card, but his haircut looked so ugly. Like, girl, it was literally like a circle. Like, it wasn't even faded. Like, girl, let me stop describing it. Let me stop, because he might see this. But y'all, when I tell you, like, y'all, I ended up, going down, I started giving him that washing machine treatment, y'all, and this man was moaning so gosh darn loud. I'm like, shut up. I was telling him, like, I literally told him to shut up, like, and he thought I was playing, so I ended up hitting him in his face. I'm like, shut up. So, I was doing my little thing. He was like, how am I supposed to be quiet when you know what you're doing? I'm like, sir, because I'm telling you to shut up. So, I'm doing what I'm doing or whatever, and, he ended up taking my little things off, and, girl, you know what I love, girl. I told him to put that KY on, girl. He put that KY on his fingers, girl, and he started caressing. He started caressing that door frame. Yes! So, y'all, he started caressing that door frame, and, once you start doing that, I started acting a little nasty. I started groaning like, yes. I was like, yes, get up in there, like, yes. Made me sound like Glorilla, like, So, girl, when I tell you, it's getting a little nasty, I was like, you know what, I kind of want to go to, like, Sexy Red's favorite place, because I'm, like, really feeling the, like, substance or whatever. I'm, like, really feeling it. So, he, starts saying, well, do you have a little thing? I'm like, sir, you don't know who you talking to. Girl, I have a whole plastic bag full of them, girl. I am prepared, girl. And I had two things. You see how they almost empty? Oh, girl, we was having the time of our life, but let's get into this story time. So, he puts the little thing on or whatever, and I was, massaging it or whatever. He was like, ooh, stop doing that. I'm like, yes, I'm finna get you. So, I took my little thing up in there, and that door frame is all up in the air or whatever, right? And he, tries to get up in there. I'm like, sir, you gotta go slow. Like, I'm a little tight, little thing. My little door frame tight, girl. Don't be doing all that. So, he like boom, and then then boom, then boom, and he finally like boom, and yeah, that, like, he got me now. So, like, I was like, yes. I was like, I was getting into it, and like me, I'm a like, a talk dirty type of person. So I was like caressing her. I was like, yes, daddy, yes, daddy, yes. I was like, yes, get up into it. Like, make me your grandma. Like, get these grandkids and get these kiddos out. Like, yes. So, he starts bow. And I was like, oh, yes, like, we finna get into it. So then, y'all, I told him, like, grab my neck or whatever, right? So he ended up grabbing me, and he was like, boom, boom, boom. So then, y'all, that's when I proceeded. I was like, let's, do something different. So, I stand up or whatever, right? And, I got on my little countertop or whatever, like, and I, like, did this or whatever, right? I was like, boom, boom. He was like, and he was like, he was getting up into it, girl. He was getting into some things. So then, y'all, that's when he was like, let's get into the bed because I want to get comfortable or whatever, right? So then that's when I laid on my side or whatever, right? And so, I laid on my side, and y'all, when I tell you, this man was like, he was really like, I don't even know, like, he was just like really in his fantasy, because He was like, oh my God, like, you're just so beautiful. He just kept repeating, you're so beautiful. I'm like, I was kind of getting turned off because I don't like that. Like, I really don't like that. I know that I'm beautiful. Not to, like, be cocky, but, like, please stop saying that. Say something different. Like, it's not giving. So then I told him, like, start saying little mama or whatever. Or start saying big mama. Because what did Lotto say? Big mama. Big mama. So I was like, yes. And so, you know, one thing led to another, y'all. And we ended up doing this or whatever, right? It was like this. So y'all, you know what that was giving, girl. You know, the legs is literally on his chest or whatever, and my legs also was on his back. And y'all, this man proceeded to boom, boom, boom. And like, because my bed is kind of flat, like it's kind of literally kind of on the floor, kind of not. You know, he had to do some working or whatever, but like I guided him or whatever, and I was like, yes. And so the next man, that's when that man proceeded to start kissing me or whatever, right? And y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I was really kind of into it. Like, I like the kisses that it was giving, like this was like making love type of kisses. I was like, yes, yes, like yes. And so then y'all, that's when that man told me, he was like, I really don't want to reach the top of the mountain. I'm like, sir, I want you to reach the top of the mountain. Get to work. So he started boom, boom, boom. He was digging in that door frame or whatever. He was like really beating down my door frame or whatever, right? And so when he finally got down and to beating my door frame or whatever, right? Y'all, tell me why this man proceeded to stop, right? I thought he, you know, reached the top of the mountain. No, y'all. This man proceeded to start giving me washing machine treatment. Y'all, cut the cameras.
What?
So when that man gave me washing machine treatment, I was so taken aback because we previously talked about in that little conversation, like, he really never did something like this. He had trans experiences, but like, you know, like, I was like, I'm a little taken aback. I was like, whoa. And this man told me he never done this before. If you've never done this before, but you didn't know how to, yeah, I'm not, like, it's not clicking. He didn't use teeth. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was doing a little caress. I was like, oh yeah, I'm into it or whatever, right? I nearly almost reached the top of the mountain myself, but I was like, let me stop or whatever, right? So then that's when he started, yeah, and then, y'all, he put them toes in his mouth, girl, and one thing led to another, kabooey. The top of the mountain was reached. So, y'all, when he reached the top of the mountain, I kid you not, y'all, we were literally in this bed and we were literally stuck, like literally stuck. And so y'all, we started cuddling or whatever. We ended up watching like Child's Play, the first one or whatever, you know, watching Chucky or whatever, girl, get up into the vibes or whatever, right? And so y'all, we just chilling there, we talking and talking and talking. The conversation is just going and going and going. And then I was like, okay, what time is it? So I look at the time, I'm like, oh, this is the time, because I'm starting to get tired or whatever, right? So then, you know, while we talking or whatever, I'm like, you don't want to go for another round? He's like, I need to get up there or whatever. I'm like, you know, we're going to have to find a way for you to get up there because, like, girl, I'm the type of person, I like to go for rounds, girl. I'm sorry, I like to go for rounds. So then, you know, he was like, well, we can start making out again. I was like, you know what? I'm bored. Let's make out again. So we ended up making out again or whatever, right? And when I tell you that makeup session was, it was cute, but I was starting to get a little nasty or whatever, right? And he was starting to get a little nasty. And y'all, we ended up like tongue twisting or whatever, right? And it was just like, he licking my leg, he's licking my lips, I'm licking his lips, I'm like caressing his teeth, he's caressing my teeth, you know, he's down my throat, I'm down his throat. It was like really nasty. And then that's when that man proceeded, this man literally proceeded to say, you know what, I want to go now or whatever, right? So, you know, I tooted up in the air again, y'all. And this man proceeded to, you know, start doing his thing or whatever. He was doing his thing, doing his thing, doing his thing. But this time, this man could not reach the top of the mountain for whatever. And I was like, you know what, what's going on or whatever, right? So then I was like, you know what, you keep doing what you're doing. So, like, he's doing that, doing that, doing that. If you can't reach the top of the mountain, I'm going to reach the top of the mountain. At least one time, I got to reach the top of the mountain. I don't know about y'all dolls. I don't know about y'all sissies. But this sissy, this queen, this transsexual, oh, she's going to reach the top of the mountain. That's why I love my Princess Wine. What did T.S. Madison say? Kabooey. So, girl, you know, I started caressing my Princess Wine. And, girl, you know, I'm massaging my little Princess Wine. And, girl, my Princess Wine, oh, girl, she kabooey, girl. You know what she did, girl. She reached the top of the mountain, girl. And it feels so good because he was inside of my door frame. So while he's inside of my door frame, he noticed that, you know, I did what I had to do or whatever, right? So we ended up stopping or whatever, right? And we ended up laying in my bed or whatever. We was just chilling out or whatever, right? And so then y'all, I kid you not, when we just chilling or whatever, right, you know, we ended up like, you know, like he had his arm around me, and you know, we were just chilling, like I had my legs on him or whatever, right? And so now we're just talking, and then this is when the conversation gets spicy. I'm like, so will you ever come out the closet? He was like, you know what, for you I actually would, because you're actually cool. I mess with your vibe. I thought you were fake because like people like you, like the vibe that you were giving, like the face, like everything just seemed too perfect. I'm like, well, you know, this is what I call a black transsexual, you know, get up into the blackness or whatever. Like, girl, I'm gonna give you everything. I'm gonna give you the ghetto vibes and all. And so he was like, well, I'm just so scared that, you know, my business is gonna get out there. I'm like, sir, I don't care. It's not that serious. Like, if this is gonna be a one-time thing, it's gonna be a one-time thing. I'm not gonna be, you know, like, oh my God, no, take me back. Like, it was so good, girl. I've had so many good times. You think I'm gonna cry over one dude? Like, girl, no. I'm a 304. If you don't know what a 304 is, type in the calculator, 304, turn it upside down, and you know what that spells, girl. Get up into it. But I'm like, girl, I'm experienced. I know exactly what I'm doing. Well, he was like, well, you know, I would like to get to know you on a deeper level and stuff like that. You know, well, come out the closet first and take me on a date, and then we can proceed to, you keep talking, whatever, right? So, you know, after that or whatever, right, you know, he ended up started standing up or whatever, right? He was just standing up next to my fridge. I'm like, what are you standing up for? He was like, well, you know, I kind of got to get ready, you know, to go home and, you know, prepare for work and stuff. I'm like, why are you giving me this sob story? You want to go? Go. I don't want you here in the first place, girl. Because after I reached the top of the mountain, I don't know if it's for y'all. I don't know how that is. But when you have that clarity of, you know, reaching the top of the mountain, you start to get disgusted with certain people, or starting to get disgusted with certain things. And I kind of got disgusted with him because I was like, yeah, this is a DL situationship. I'm not looking for that. Like, yeah, I'm kind of ready for you to go too. So, you know, I put on my robe or whatever, girl, and I tell him, I'm like, well, do you have everything? Because I don't want you to leave anything and try to come back to my house. I didn't say it like that, but like, yeah, I said it like that. So, yeah, he grabbed everything. He grabbed all his belongings. You know, I walked him or whatever, right? And so, you know, I opened the gate or whatever, and, you know, he was like, well, bye. I was like, you know, okay. You know, I was silent. I didn't say bye. I literally said, you know, that was that. So I walked back to my house or whatever. He ended up texting me. He was like, you know, that was so fun. Never responded. Never responded. And to this day, never, ever responded again. He texted me. He was like, do you want to go out on a date? I'm like, no, not really. You know, never responded. Like, I'm not into that. But yeah, if y'all enjoyed this story time, leave a like, comment, and share. You know, make sure you subscribe, girl. Your black transsexual is back with story times, and back with DL story times just for y'all. Get up into the homosexualness or whatever. But I love you guys. Straight Nicki Minaj. I gotta go, girl. Boom shakalaka, girl. You already know what this black transsexual is having to do. But that's all for this video. Bye, love.